my search for Singapore's biggest superfans, I've joined a Star Wars fan group. Joined the dark side. And now I'm preparing for a live Jedi battle. I've been perfecting my fight moves, but the performance is also about delivering killer lines. So I kinda need to polish my script to Hollywood standards. Zubir is Fight Saber's creative director.
When you are spinning, you are defending your back.
And he oversees the story and scripts for all performances.
Our performance is in, a week away, and we have no idea on how to script our performance.
I will put in dialogues where I see fit.
I chose to be cis.
And
I'm Sith by default.
In the Star Wars universe, a Sith is a character who follows the dark side of the Force. Typically, Siths are angry, aggressive, and eager to use their abilities for personal gain.
So, what kind of script do you think would suit JJ and I?
so the kind of script I would fit for both of you, it would be like two Sith coming together, having a disagreement, and then it gets escalated where both of you are fighting each other.
One, two, three.
Alright, hold that position. So Ross, at this point, you push through, try to push it even further, and then you see the line.
Like this?
And then
Fall!
Yes.
I got the I hope I don't screw this up. If I will, it look really funny.
The time has come for me to prove that I'm a worthy member of the Fight Saber group.
So I'm really nervous. Like all I've been doing is kind of looking at the practice video and trying to internalize it by watching it over and over again. So now I'm trying to like look calm, but inside I'm in turmoil.
And to make matters worse, the galaxy throws me another curveball.
Ross, slightly bad news.
Oh my god, no. What's going on?
JJ's not here today.
Oh, does that mean I have to perform alone?
No, we'll have a new opponent, and your opponent for today would be
You!
nice.
You know the most or not?
I will adapt.
Okay. You have no match for the power of the dark side.
Today, as you all know, we are going to be having an assessment for one of our new members, Ross. So without further ado, we're going to have Ross and Zubair come and show us their performance. So give them a round of applause.
Jedi.
What I'll be assessed for are my posture and Sith persona, and synchronization with my partner. Well, obviously, that's my biggest challenge now that my partner bailed on me.
Okay, so Ross, I think granted you've only had a couple of weeks of practice, we can say that we're pretty impressed. On behalf of the entire Fight Saber Singapore group, we would like to welcome you officially
Oh my god!
as an honorary member.
You picked up my name.
So this is yours.
Thank you so much. Ah!
Welcome to Fight Saber.
I really enjoyed getting to know the lightsaber fan community, seeing them at their live events, you know, interacting with each other, hanging out. They're truly good people, and I like being around that energy. And also this whole costuming, role-playing, choreography, the whole makeup is a form of escapism that I can 100% subscribe to. As to whether this will be a hobby that I will pick up or continue see myself in, I'm would say yes, I think so. I could improve on my lightsaber skills, if not for myself, then for my nephews, so that they'll think I'm a really cool aunt.
Currently, I'm looking at the list of all of the cargo items that we're carrying on board today. Nothing that needs any special handling apart from 2 horses.
It's tricky travelling horses. Some travel well, some don't like it.
Singapore's Changi Airport, home to an extensive network of air logistics, moving close to 2 million tons of cargo a year.
We've got a urgent order coming through.
Every single series here is be hand-sewn, hand-packed, and triple-checked.
For the first time, we take you into a hidden world to discover amazing journeys.
これは、シンガポール向けの、本マグロの大トロですね。
We expect a surge this Chinese New Year for R191.
We need all these microchips with the identity, then they can send via air cargo.
Watch Premium Rush inside Air Cargo Singapore on demand at cna.asia.
This is Asia Tonight.
Good evening, I'm Jill Newbron. Up tonight's top stories. China raises a security alert for citizens visiting France. Beijing has also filed a complaint after rioters in Marseille attacked a bus carrying a Chinese tour group. South Korea wants its unification ministry to be firmer in dealing with North Korea, in particular turning the focus from aid to pushing democratic values. And a village in Indonesia's Java slowly disappearing into the sea. Rising waters caused by climate change are expected to swallow up parts of the island in the years to come. Rioting in France has eased on the 5th night of unrest. The government says a massive security presence where 45,000 officers were deployed across the country helped keep violence in check. Reinforcements were also sent to flashpoint cities. Around 700 people were arrested, and that's down from more than 1,000 the previous night. Several towns have declared overnight curfews, but there was still massive destruction as protesters, mostly miners, torched more cars, damaged buildings, and again clashed with police. A Paris suburb mayor says rioters rammed a car into his house and set it alight while his family members were asleep. The official, who was at the town hall during the incident, said his wife and one of their children were injured as they fled the building in the early hours. The local prosecutor has launched an investigation into attempted murder. No suspects have yet been arrested. The unrest erupted last week after the fatal police shooting of a teenager of Algerian descent. China has issued a security alert for its citizens in France after a bus carrying a group of Chinese tourists was attacked in Marseille. At least 5 people were injured when dozens of masked protesters smashed the coach. The Chinese consulate has lodged a formal complaint urging France to ensure the safety of its citizens. It also called on Chinese nationals in France to exercise vigilance. The tour group had already returned home. Now, a similar call from Iran, who urged the French government to end the violent treatment of its people. The Foreign Ministry has also urged Iranians to avoid traveling to France and asked citizens to avoid conflict zones. From Israel, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu expressed deep concern over the rise of anti-Semitism in France. Mr. Netanyahu strongly condemned rioters for defacing a memorial to Holocaust victims and members of the French resistance. He said Israel supports the French government in this fight. Thousands rallied across Australia to back a campaign that recognizes the country's indigenous people in the constitution. The matter will be up for referendum later this year. The referendum seeks to amend the Constitution and establish an advisory body to give Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people a direct say in policies that impact them. Opponents, including some Indigenous people, have said the proposal lacks detail and will divide Australians. The Australian Prime Minister's Labor government backs the change.
So I really want to see this in its true form, give a voice to all communities, especially the rural and remote communities, because there is a disconnect sometimes with policy that's made here or in the bureaucratic sects, and how that then filters down and empowers our communities.
I think it's a great opportunity for all Australians to get behind something that is going to make this country better, and particularly for the Indigenous people that deserve it.
The leader of Thailand's Move Forward Party says he's confident of reaching agreements needed to form the new coalition government. Talks are scheduled